Why does Bigger Pockets hate wholesaling? I mean, this one's pretty interesting. I still to the end, just to see what other tips I can give you if you are trying to learn wholesaling on Bigger Pockets. But let's tune in. Oh, and make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you tune in. It's the best YouTube channel in the world. So Bigger Pockets really hates wholesaling. I mean, because there's a bunch of old people on there, right? Who are like, oh, wholesalers are scammers, wholesalers are this, wholesalers are that. And then generally just overall, and something that's unregulated and people cannot, no one is held accountable for being a dirtbag. Right? I mean, in a nutshell, that is why Bigger Pockets and the old people hate wholesaling. Because then there's a bunch of wholesalers going and locking up deals, not knowing what they're doing, and then they go and try and sell them. They're not deals. You mess with the family's lives, right? Those people think they're going to get cash offer for their house, and they don't. And so overall, it just becomes it becomes a shit show, like for lack of better words, right? It's just awful. And so when that happens, and there's no regulation, and people get drug out, and all this other bad things happen, then people start speaking out, and that's why some people are coming out of saying, "Hey, I'm in favor of regulation." Like Jerry Norton is saying. He wants a wholesalers association, which I don't think is bad. Like Zach Ginn's going off and saying, oh, there should never be a wholesalers association. You're just trying to make money. Like, yeah, the dude will make money, but is he bringing continuity to it? And yes, you have to pay like $100 a month to be a part of it, and there's regulation, because if we don't step in and regulate ourselves, then the government will. And so in a nutshell, the reason Bigger Pockets hates wholesaling is because there's no regulation. There's a bunch of people running around, not knowing what they're doing, screwing people over. And so everybody thinks, number one, you're inexperienced, or you know what you're doing and you're a scammer. Those are the two things. But if they say it's because people are like ripping people off, honestly, if a flipper was going to go buy the same deals in the same situation, or another investor, they would buy it just as deep. Like, let's be real. So don't let them try and stand on their moral high ground and say, I'd never do that to a house. Like, you're in the business of fucking making money, and yes, you would. So don't listen to the ones who's there. The real reason they don't like wholesaling is it's unregulated, and it's kind of the wild, wild west. Not as bad as crypto, but it's wild, wild west. I hope this helps. If you are looking to learn more about wholesaling, you can go to this channel. There's a couple other channels. And I would direct message like people who you find on podcasts on Bigger Pockets to learn wholesaling. Don't go on like the forums, because there's just old people talking shit. Just talking shit, and it's not a good place to be if you are trying to learn wholesaling in real estate. I'd strongly suggest you stick to this YouTube channel, other YouTube channels, or go buy a course. Bigger Pockets won't help you in that way. Thanks so much for tuning in.